remember to forget, little boy who lost a bet.
Hello and welcome to UK Versus. Today we've had the solo leveling reveals, and just when you thought you were done and you'd seen everything that this dungeon had to do, I'm gonna rip open a wall and show you that this dungeon goes deeper. That's right, join UK Versus as we dive into the double dungeon. What could possibly go wrong in a double dungeon? So, what do I mean by double dungeon? Well, that is just my playful solo leveling way of saying alt arts. The Gamerr and IGN have dropped their alt arts on Twitter and on their articles respectively, and we have all 20 alt arts in the deck. Unfortunately, one card, which is the skill tree, does not appear to have an alt art from what I can find, which is a shame, but I'm sure there won't be any issues if you wanted to bloody up the one that you do get. Starting off with the man, the myth, the legend, Sun Jin Woo, coming in, rocking the iconic fit. This is a chibi Sun Jin Woo, not to everyone's taste, but a very cool alt art nonetheless. This is a very bespoke art, whereas people might be saying that the other arts are all screen grabs. This is a custom art. This is art specifically designed for the card. So this makes it a lot more chaste, and I do love the kind of wave pattern behind, and the whole dark shadow motif going on behind him is very Sun Jin Woo Shadow Monarchy. I am very hyped for this. I think this is very cool. It's been a while since we've seen chibis. I would have preferred to see this as a promo and seen a more badass S rank Sun Jin Woo, but I'll wait for the set to get my Shadow Monarch fix. We are moving into the first of the assets, the Hunter's Dagger, and this just looks absolutely gorgeous. Got that beautiful red-blue apparel. He's finally wielding the Night Slayer. This is just absolutely gorgeous in the alt art sake, and I absolutely love it. This is going to be one of the cards I desperately want to chase down. This is such a good asset, and the art behind it is so very beautiful. Then we have... We're moving on to the other asset, Teleportation Stone. Looking at this is where we get the description, so you can do some reading in the background and find out more about the Teleportation Stone. But this is a very cool, very nice choice for the alt art. Very similar to what we got in the original art, but a little bit better. Hopefully the foil pattern is going to be very cool and really highlights the in-depth of that monitor behind from the system. Then we move on to the attacks. The clash with Blood Red, Ingress's attack, and look at how that action is being displayed. That complete ruler's authority, domination, as he just destroys that entire knight. That is so beautiful, and the foil patterning behind that is going to be so powerful. I think this is going to be such a chase card, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Hopefully we'll see this move on as we go into the other attacks. Then we move on to Determined Cut. This is where we've got the Spider C rank boss monster and Sun Jin Woo with the glowing eyes, Basilisk Dagger showing no absolute mercy as he slices into the spider. Look at that art, look at the determination. That is such a beautiful card. Then we get enough of this, the Frenzy Fury, and we're just getting Sun Jin Woo smashing this guy's face into the glass. This is, again, still part of the Spider Raid where he's just had enough of the other hunters and he's smacking them into the ground for disrespecting what it means to be a hunter. It's such good art. I really can't wait to see the foil pattern on these guys. But then we move on to possibly my favourite alt art, Grasp of Survival. Just look at that art. Foot, hands in the mouth, holding that jaw at bay. The flames, the action, the wind, the movement is so good. I really want to get my hands on these. I really hope I get my hands on these sooner rather than later, because the art on that is just absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to see how these look in real life. Killing Intent, just this is from where Sun Jin Woo is just walking through and he finds out there's a dungeon break, and he just beelines a dagger at the dungeon break, takes out the boss, saves the day in a lot of hunters. But that art alone, you can just see from that kind of sonic boom circle around, that he was just all out throwing that beautifully. He didn't see much of it. He took them out, and that art is just absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to see the foil pattern. I think the foil pattern for that one is going to be more along the lines of the circle rather than anything else. Venom Fang Dagger. This is the beautiful cross arm play. If I had a second dagger, I would most likely be definitely doing that pose. That is such a gorgeous look. You can see again the foiling in the eyes is going to be absolutely amazing. The smoke from the movement, the way that the arms are displayed. It's so good. Look at that art. Look at the way it goes down. Look at the break in the actual text of the attack. This all art is absolutely hype. And then we have our Wolf Assassin, which is our next attack. Look at that Wolf Assassin. The blood goes at the fact that he's stabbing in the eye. I think this is more when he's taking on the Universus, which is still a wolf. But that is going to look so good with the foil patterns. You can see like the little flickers of the flames coming from where the dagger is stabbed into the eye. And that is just absolutely gorgeous art. And then finally, as our last card from the attacks, we have our SR World's Weakest Hunter, where we just get to see Sun Jingwu dominating from above. You've got the portal kind of above from there, and you can just see that this is the foil pattern on this is going to make it absolutely stand out. I cannot wait to see how that foil pattern lines up. And if he's a matte character with a foil background, that is going to be so much hype. I cannot wait to see how this foil pattern wraps around him. The SR is already one of my favorite cards in the deck, but this alone is going to be absolutely gorgeous. Then we move on to the foundations, and immediately in the foundations we are starting out strong. Double Dungeon. Look at that Double Dungeon card. That art is just absolutely gorgeous. Just look at the way that the blood trickles down. Look at the way he's lying. Look at the way the light's coming in. This is such a good foundation art. The greys matching with the greys of the foundations. This is absolutely gorgeous. I really hope the foil patterns kind of foil the blood lining, and the blood gets to be foiled and really textured, whereas everything else kind of stays matte. Probably won't be, but that would be absolutely amazing to see this kind of bespoke blood foiling pattern. Moving in as we go into the last few cards, then we move on to Dungeoneering Armor. Dungeoneering Armor, again, this is a nice little screen grab. We get to see the invisible armor that Sun Jingwu kind of wears to keep himself protected, but blends in more with his natural aesthetic look. So we don't have to keep changing the art style, and he can just wear what he wants, but he has the armor on underneath. And without the armor, he'd have probably just been insta-killed by Ingress. Very cool looking art. I'm so very excited to see what else we got next. Then we have an amazing looking art style card. Fateful Decision. Look at this art. Just the cracks and the breaks in the shadow. You can see the eyes there. This is a very bloodlust kind of, I can see it now kind of card, where his old persona is shattering, and we're seeing the new Sun Jingwu, the King of Shadows, the absolute monarch of destruction. Love Sun Jingwu, and this art is so good. And again, I would love to see the card kind of be matte, and all the cracks and light and blue ethereal energy of the system be what's highlighted in the art of this card. Then we move on to improving skills. This is the kind of art I predicted for improving skills. Just a bunch of level ups, and I thought it was going to be more skill evolution, but just a bunch of level ups popping on the screen from when Sun Jingwu was taking down an S-class, A-class monster when he was still quite low level, and just racking up the levels, racking up that experience. And you've got to absolutely love the way that this shows. And I imagine this art style is going to be highlighted by the foil patterns. Those level ups, those boxes are going to look absolutely amazing. And then we move on to item menu. This is where we find out a little bit more about the crafting side of the item menu. And this is a very cool in-depth look where we can see more of the system panel. And I think the foil patterns are really going to highlight this. This is very, very cool. And I do like the elixir of life being on there. Then we have Drip Woo, looking hot, looking hench, leveling strength, showing that by the muscle mass increase, by the definition of the face increase. This is absolutely beautiful card, and a little bit of first trap for those out there who want to see a sexy man with muscles. Then we have Loot Box. This is this sort of This happens before the previous art. This is where Sung Jin Woo has first received the loot box. Again, it's just a loot box, not much to go in here. I hope the foil pattern does it justice, but it still looks very cool while staying on brand as a loot box. And I think it's going to be quite cool if we get a kind of ripple pattern along the sheets. Then we have Serpent Scramble. Rather than Jin Ho running away, we have Sung Jin Woo fully taking on the Serpent. Look at the sheen of the teeth. Look at the sparks going through from where he's trying to take it down. Look at the absolute menace in that Basilisk eye. Such a beautiful card, and I really can't wait to see the foil pattern of that. I really hope they do it justice. It looks so good, but I imagine that the foil pattern is going to really highlight the snake. And the last card is Timely Recovery. Rather than the Healing Potion, what we get here is more of a stat buff, and you can see the sparks, you can see the pixel effects, you can see the glow of the heal around Sung Jin Woo after he's just done some training and he's done some more leveling ups, and he's got to do some resets. This is absolutely gorgeous, and I really hope, again, this foil pattern should really do it justice. Being able to keep him matte while having the rest kind of foil around him would be absolutely gorgeous, and I'm really hoping that this looks absolutely amazing. I am so very excited to see these cards and get a hold of them. I have pre-ordered so many boxes, and the fact that every single card in this deck has an alt art means that we're going to have some really cool pull rates. I imagine they're going to be a 3-3 split like they were before, but who knows, because they may not follow the Dark Deku lines. They may follow just 6 alt arts, which would be amazing because I want to try and get a hold of as many as I could. The main goal is the chibi Sung Jin Woo. The foil pattern behind the shadow aspect, the way that this is not a screen grab and it's just art designed for this card. This is absolutely amazing, and I really hope I can pull one of these guys. If not, hopefully pick one up fairly cheap, because chibis don't have the best reputation in this game, but I am so hyped if I can get hold of one of these. Look at that absolutely face of I don't care, I'm here to raid dungeons, as well as the cool little dagger that we can just see behind his effects. I wish the alt art had also included a skill tree to match the sort of chibi aspect, but how do you chibi up a skill tree? Who knows? I'll catch you all in the next one, and let me know, what do you think of these alt arts? How do you think about the reveals as all? And will you be purchasing the soul leveling deck, and what chase card are you after? For me, it definitely has to be Double Dungeon. I'll catch you all in the next one, and remember, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Solo leveling Double Dungeon is over. Collect your XP on the way out. Bye!
Can you remember to forget? Little boy who lost a bet.